So it was the first time I'd ever been to her house, and she had just moved in with her boyfriend. And obviously, her and I were there like fucking, so we didn't want him to. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm joking. No, all of us were there. That was a joke. And there was a group of us, but I was the only one who hadn't been to their house before. So she was like, "Oh, do you want me to show you around?" And I was like, not really, but I'll be polite. Sure. And so she showed me the house, and she's like, "Here's our room." She's like very proud of their bedroom, and it was really nice. It didn't look like two mid-20-somethings that had just moved in together for the first time. It looks like a
put
real
together.
Put together.
Put together with a sex swing and everything.
That's the right. Yeah. But on their closet was a fucking huge hole smashed out of the middle. And I was like,
that's alarming.
Exactly. And I was like, what's this? And she was like, oh shit. She's like, I would never have shown you this room if I had remembered that happened 2 nights ago. And I was like,
oh, 2 nights ago?
I was like, bitch, what the fuck? Like,
this wasn't like a moving in incident? Or
I know, and I was like, bitch, like, is he hurting you? And she's like, well, and she's like, she's like hesitant to tell me. And I'm like, I don't want to say her name because I don't want to like expose her. And I was like, oh my God, like she's getting assaulted. Fast forward 2 weeks, she's dead. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like,
Cody, you can't do that.
This is like a murder mystery podcast.
Don't do that.
It started with a gash in the closet.
No, I'm sorry, that was mean, but that's not true. So she like wouldn't tell me. I was like, and so then I said, if your safety is at risk, you have to tell me. And she's like, that's not it. And she's like, I'll tell you because I don't want you to think I'm like getting hurt.
But that's so nice of you for being like, hey, like I'll kill a bitch. Kill a man.
I mean, I'm gonna call 911.
not actually
I'll call
kill
my
him,
dad.
but just like
Yeah, exactly.
beat him to a pulp to where he's almost dead. Then call the police and then be like, listen, it was out of the safety of me and my friend.
Exactly.
Like,
but I was like, listen, I have to know if you're okay. She's like, okay, it's not that at all. Like, I'll actually tell you what happened. So she said they were arguing, and he had been like doing laundry, so he had a hanger in his hand. And so the whole time he's waving this hanger around, and it's like a little plastic hanger. And he's like, she said like towards the end of the fight, he's like, whatever. And he just like tosses the hanger at the ground. That's it. And she said for some reason it made her really mad. She was like, you want to fucking throw shit? You want to throw shit? Big motherfucker. You want to throw, like starts getting. So she said she started just like picking things up and throwing them.
Oh shit.
Not at him, just around the room.
Yeah.
And so then she got to like a big ass, those big glass candles?
Yes.
That it's just like in a glass jar basically.
Yeah.
And she's like, you want to throw, and she threw it. She said the other things she hadn't quite got the right grip on. She said this one, her fingers had hooked inside the glass and she had a real grip on it. And she said she threw it, and as she threw it, she was like, oh shit, I threw that fucking hard. She said it smashes through the closet door and makes this like huge explosion. And she's staring at it. She looks at him. They look at each other. They look at the closet door. They look at each other. They're like,
are they still together?
That got out of hand.
And he was like, hell yeah, babe.
Yes,
nice
they're
throw.
still together. Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
She also went out for like the pitchers on the MLB team. Did you know that?
Apparently, she should.
Yeah.
No,
really.
but she said that
She threw 90
kilometers per hour.
Right. Yeah.
No, she said that was how it happened. And now, we can choose to believe that, or we can choose to believe the truth that he tried to beat the shit out. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh shit.
No, and she said that was how it happened, and she even had like the busted up candle to corroborate the story. And I was like, wow, you really did. Like, you're the violent one. So then I went downstairs and I asked the boyfriend, I was like, hey, if she's harming you, let me know. I'm just kidding. 2 weeks later, he was dead.
Shut up.
Not again.
No, they are both dead. No, they're both still alive.
Oh, good.
And I actually saw him the other day. This is fucking funny. So I was driving the other day, and this is how I saw them. There was a car that pulled up right next to me, just on the highway, going the same speed. And I had kind of caught it in my peripheral vision. And I was just about to start picking my nose. And I was like...
Mid-pick insert? Or
my hand had started to come up, so it wasn't obvious what I was doing yet. And I thought to myself, I don't want somebody to see. I better check to see if that car is looking at me. And I looked over, and it was this couple. And I was like, fuck, they just almost saw me pick the fuck out of my nose.
Yeah, you're like, I've had this booger hanging for 4 hours, and I need to get it.
I'm so glad I looked over, and I was like, hey, oh my gosh. And like... I was like, in my head, I'm thinking, nice to see you, but I got to get you out of here so I can pick my nose.
Right.
So I just kind of like kept fucking with them long enough where it got awkward. And they sped up in front of me.
Perfect.
And so they sped up to just in front of me, just out of the, and then I changed lanes so that they couldn't clock me in the mirror. Because even worse than seeing it, profile is they could be looking right at me, while I'm in the left nostril, left index finger. And that's because of the alignment of the left index finger, that you can get really deep. And that was my intention.